Hey guys, it's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports. Let's get into a deeper dive into Matt Waletzko, 5th round pick from North Dakota. All right, guys, listen, I won't waste a lot of time. Let's jump right into the film and just talk about Matt Waletzko, what I think about his upside. I will make a prediction about his contribution and where I think he possibly can come in and play this year. But just, hey, wait until the end of the video to get to that. Also, don't forget to hit that like and that share button. And as promised, let's get right into the film. All right, guys, class is in session. Let's talk about Matt Waletzko, the offensive tackle that we drafted in the 5th round out of North Dakota. There's several things that you're going to notice on this film as we break down Matt Waletzko. Number 1, his length. Number 2, his footwork. Number 3, his hands. And number 3, his upside as we get into it. The Cowboys have shown a pattern now of the type of tackles they like to draft, in particular potential left tackles. You see 2 variations of what they typically like. Long, lean tackles with good feet and hands. Think Matt Waletzko if you think about this first concept, and also think Tyron Smith if you think about this concept. Or thick, strong players with athleticism. If you think about that concept, we think about Tyler Smith. We also think about, in some ways, Terrence Steele. Both of them have similarities in that they have good enough feet and good enough length to keep the defenders honest. Also, if you look at Matt Waletzko versus when we drafted Tyron Smith initially, you see a guy that's about 310 pounds. Tyron Smith was about 290 pounds, and now he plays between 320 and 330. Matt Waletzko will be no different. He's a guy that's about 310 pounds or so. Over the next couple of years, he'll put on muscular mass in the Cowboys program to round out around 325 to 330, which will correct some of the weaknesses in his game. And we'll talk about that as we get into it. But for now, let's go ahead and get straight away into the film. So we see Matt Waletzko here as the left tackle, number 76. Let's take a look at him. You'll notice on this play, he has great footwork, great hand placement. Let's take a look. So he's versus 42, versus a tight 5 technique. This is not a hard set. This is just a quick 1 set. He's right there, hands inside, watches the guy inside, does his job, does a great job with that. We'll move on and we'll show the wide angle as well so you can get a view, and then we'll show the tight angle. So you see him here, he has a tight end next to him, and we'll see what he does here. This is a weakness, all right? He's defeated on this play. He's ran over by the linebacker. We'll see it on the other angle more concisely. This is a part of his game that the Cowboys will improve upon, that when we get down and dirty, that we're able to have more force and more strength right here at the point of attack. You see him get knocked over, number 76, by number 10. Let's move on to the next play. As you begin to watch film on Matt, there are a lot of good, positive things about him. And one of those things is his IQ. I really like the fact that he's not confused by that stunt. You have a E-T game. You have number 42, he'll slant inside. You'll have this wide defensive tackle. He'll loop out. He passes off the game beautifully. Quick set, boom. He takes over the number 95, the wide defender, and does his job, and it's a touchdown. So fantastic job by him on alignment recognition. And those are the type of things that you really like about Matt Waletzko. A high IQ individual. He's a smart player. He recognizes alignment. He recognizes strategy and scheme. You'll see him here in this particular play. Here he is, and he has a double team with the tight end, and he's doing everything he can to finish. You do notice a little bit of stalemate, and you do notice a little bit of tension where he should roll his hips and be able to fully finish number 42 on this particular play. but that will come again in the weight room with the strength quotient and working on his strength, working on his power. All right, so he needs to finish here. Number 42 tries to throw him and gets him off balance, but he has good feet and good hands. So Matt is able to keep his balance and stay on his feet. In a situation that this is ideal, he will be able to finish that man on the ground and pancake him. Here's another play, and this is 21. This is max protection. This is another component of his game that I want to see improved. People bail, he needs to get wide or either get deep in here and find work. So he doesn't need to be up the field, continue to drift out. No, Matt, don't look down in there. Get out with the tight end and find some work. We'll look at a few more plays here just to give you guys an idea about Matt and his upside and his potential. And then we'll stop the film and I'll begin to tell you my thoughts, and you guys got to hang around for that. And here he is open-ended now on this particular play. And he does a fairly decent job trying to get to the cutoff, which is a really hard block, by the way. This is a hard block with a blitzing linebacker. He has to cover a lot of ground. So he gets on his back shoulder and he pushes the guy down, which is really a good job by him. So if I take a look at that one more time, and we take a look at the play, and we went back a little bit too far on this one, but we'll come back to it. This is the play where I wanted him to get some depth and get some more work with the tight end. But on this, to look at it again, is just continuing to work throughout the whole play and to continue to finish, because I rewinded this a little bit too much. But we'll get to the play I was talking about in 1 second, and we'll let that one run. On this play here, what I like to see as we get into the play that I was originally intended to get to is that we want to see Matt do things just a little bit better here in terms of opening up his hips and finishing right here. Finish. He pushes him, the guy gets to the backfield, he runs into the guard, but it's not a bad cutoff here, like I mentioned before. I want to see him really finish this guy on the ground all the way. Don't lose your feet, Matt. He runs into the back of the guard, he does his job, he gets the block. So no problem there. But those are little nuanced things that you want to see him improve upon as he goes to the next level, because if he is in that situation in the NFL, then that particular defender could very well get through the line of scrimmage. And this is an overload to the left to his side, almost like an overload bunch with motion coming back that way, a little bit of misdirection, and quick one route or out route to the tight end. So this is a little bit of misdirection, and let's take a look at Matt and see how he handles this and all the movement. Matt is quick off the ball, man. He's quick. If you notice that he's quick, he's on top of his defenders pretty quick. And that's one of the strengths of his game, is that he's a quick guy off the ball. He has good feet. He moves well in space. The only component that I see in his game overall that will be prohibitive is how well he plays with leverage and getting fully underneath people in certain situations. And I won't fully show this on all the film because this will be a short film session. But and his strength at the point of attack in certain situations. If you notice on this particular play, he does a great job. Remember what I said earlier, good feet and good hands. Look at how he deals with the rush right here. And his feet are always wide, good wide set, good hands, extends. Play is over with, man. He dominates number 42 on that. 42 doesn't stand a chance. He's not getting around Matt on that. Matt's too long and plays with a really good amount of balance. Let's look at Matt on this goal line particular play, and let's see what he does here. Again, he's running out wide. It's a play action pass, and North Dakota runs like quite a bit of play action and two tight ends, so you don't see Matt ISO'd on a lot of people a whole lot of times, but you do see him in play action running off the ball. You do see him some in the screen game moving in space. That's a touchdown. So good job there, not getting beat upfield by the defender, which is kind of what you want to see. So we'll stop it right there, guys, and then we'll also just begin to see just a few concepts and things and talk about Matt a little bit further in terms of, hey, what we want to see improved upon him, how we want to see him do things better and in the future. And so, the thing that I really like with Matt is twofold. Is that, Matt is a guy that is going to give you 110% in terms of his effort, in terms of things that you want to see him try to do his best in terms of improving and things of that nature. There's not a lot of bad, really, as I look through the film and as I look at Matt. As a matter of fact, and this is something that people really don't give Matt enough credit for and pay enough attention to, in my humble opinion, is that Matt was a guy that had a third round grade. He had a third round grade and he lasted into the fifth round. So when you see Matt come in, my prediction about Matt that I mentioned that I'll get to earlier is that Matt is going to be very competitive. I think that if we have an injury, he's a guy that could step in and with a little bit of chips and help actually be okay. I think that optimally Matt will add strength over the first offseason and he'll end up being a really good second-year player, similar, if not even better, to Terrence Steele, if he has Terrence Steele's work ethic, which all indication says that he does so far. So that's all I got for now. Let me know what you guys think about the film session, and let me know your comments below and your thoughts about Matt and where he fits. I think that he needs a year to cook. I think that if he gets thrown into emergency duty, I think that with a little bit of chip help, he'll be okay. But I think that ultimately he has the potential to be a really great second-year player and value pick for the Cowboys if they can develop him in the same way that they added muscle mass to Tyron Smith. So leave your comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow the OC 100 on Twitter. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And until next time, I'm out.